Welcome, everybody, to Big Show on the FM. My name is Joey.
And I'm Jackie.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Big Show on the FM, the podcast. Remember to subscribe on YouTube to stay up to date. Also, don't forget to check out previous episodes as we've welcomed some of our friends to the show. And you can also find us on Instagram as well, Big Show FM. And you can also check out the episodes on Spotify. As you can tell by the decorations, it is the holiday season, and we are excited for the holidays.
That's right. I want to shout out 633 Studios, Leo Sanchez behind the camera. And also, we have Martin Fernandez on sound. And
Yes.
so, yeah, I have to thank them both.
That's right. Of course, as we get ready for the holiday season, of course, we're wishing happy holidays to you and your family out there. And we're excited because we're in that time of year where there's so much going on. And just recapping everything that's been happening, you know, Black Friday has come and gone. And Jackie, that's like your Olympics.
It
Black
is my
Friday.
Olympics, but I was kind of weak this year, Joey.
You were weak?
I was weak. I didn't buy as much as normal. I don't know why.
But you still went and shopped. Like you were still
No,
in
I
the
was
crowd.
out there in it. I usually like get out with like a bunch of great deals, and this year I just didn't have it in me.
Man, Jackie.
I don't know. I need to get my Christmas spirit back. I don't know what's going on.
So right after this, Jackie
Yeah.
is going to gonna energize. Maybe she didn't have enough coffee. Maybe the
I haven't even
coffee
done my
bounced.
Christmas shopping. By now, I usually have it done.
Yeah, no, I'm
Not one present's been bought.
Yeah, no, that's kind of like us right now. I mean, not one thing has been bought. Oh, I bought one thing so far.
Nice.
But I think, I'm really behind this year.
Yeah.
So, guys, you're probably wondering our special guest today. So we have a surprise for everybody out there, and we're really excited with today's episode of Big Show on the FM because this guest today does not know they're going to be a guest.
I guess he does now.
Well, he probably does now as he's smiling right now. We told him to get dressed up.
Well, wear something cute, Martine.
So our guest is going to actually need to come sit down right now. So today's guest, you guys always hear us talk about him. He's that unofficial third member. Well, I think official. Like he's just basically whenever you see us, you see him.
He's here. He's part of the big show.
He really is. So
And if the sound goes bad because he's sitting here, well, so be it, right?
that's going to be him. So without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome today's guest.
He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah,
See his
he's
face.
got no choice.
Come on, Martini.
Martin Fernandez Jr.
Doesn't
is
he
our
have
guest
like
today.
a bunch of other names too?
Yeah, that's why we're going to have him make sure he be the one that says
Come on,
it. So-
Martine. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Martine. We didn't know if you would say yes.
I know, it looked suspicious.
It did.
Okay, at what point did you realize that it was going to be?
See, I don't know, because once you said a dress up, I was like, okay, maybe not, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then when I'm like, they wouldn't start the show without their guest. Like, they wouldn't.
So at that point, we couldn't hide it from you anymore.
Okay, give us your full name so that way we can make sure we get it in the description.
or the full name. Maybe it's not your legal full name, but the full name you give every single new employee that starts working here.
Oh, yeah. It's Martin Fernandez Jr., Alcantar Vaca, Cinero Gutierrez, Gomez Medina, Ortiz.
There you go.
That's right. So
So remember every single one of those names. We haven't yet.
we're going to make sure we put that in the description on the video so that way you can remember all that because for as long as we've known you, I cannot remember your whole name.
So how does it feel like being on the other side of the camera? It's weird, huh?
Yeah, I'm always nervous a little bit.
Yeah, same. I hear you, Martin. Still so nervous here.
So, Martin, you are such an interesting character to us because the connection you have to Hot 103 is as a listener and then turn intern. So, talk a little bit about just
How
your
you
memories of
started
listening.
here, yeah, because we remember bright and clear.
Yeah, I remember it was actually through the public schools, and it was supposed to be a class. Back then, it was called Excel. And they could not figure out where to put me for the longest time. I think I was one of the last students to figure out where he was going to go. And I'm not even joking. That morning, they came up to me. They're like, we don't know where to put you. We know you said something about IT. We're going to put you at like a middle school just to shadow like their IT people. And lo and behold, that day, we actually had a guest appearance by the big show.
And so we had like someone talking, and me and Joey are sitting behind him, huh? Kind of just like fooling around.
Yeah, at this point, I honestly would not pay much attention because I was like, they already told me while I was going.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm set. Like, I don't have to worry about this anymore. And at the end of that meeting, they called me aside and they were basically asking, how would you like to go here instead? And they pulled all three of us into the hallway and everything. And
I remember we were all standing there, and there's Martine, his little suit. You were all dressed up with your book bag, your messenger bag.
Yep, and they pulled us aside and they asked me like, what would you think about going to the radio station instead? I mean, they have new equipment, I heard, and just at that time, you guys got all the new digital stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, what stations were you guys again? And I just remember when I heard Hot 103, I was like, that's the only station I knew at that time.
That's the only station you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
Because my sister used to listen to it all the time when she would drive us to school. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it just to say I worked at Hot 103 for like a summer.
And then you never left.
Yeah, I never left.
So we got to talk about a very controversial moment along your time. Your very first day walking in. And you walking into the Hot 103 studio for the very first time. I know we often say this story, but I think you should say the story of when you walked into the studio. Because keep in mind, they just say, go into Hot 103, but let everybody know what happened.
Talk about who the mean one of the Big Show was.
When I started, they didn't know what to do with me that first week. So they would tell me like, go into a studio and sit with them. And yeah, they told me go sit in with the Big Show in the morning. At this time, I had no clue what was happening. And I do have to mention that I was listening on air at the time on my phone. I had like an earbud in. So like while the light's on, but like I'm not hearing them. So I didn't know there was a delay back then. And so I just opened the door right in and I just remember the lights going off and Joey turning like, don't ever do that to me. Like, don't ever do that.
You're so mean.
So on the very first, and I don't know why you stayed, man, because I was so mad because we'd had this ongoing issue before you got there of our sales team, and they didn't know either. They would just walk in while we're on the air. And you know those mics, they're live, right? So they're walking in and they're saying stuff. And you're like, hey, you do know everybody is hearing you and this is live. So I thought you were a salesperson walking in. Obviously, I got bad eyes, so I feel bad that I threw that much heat at Martine. Say, don't you ever walk in again.
But he's never done it since, ever.
So bad.
And even to the point where we'll need him in there, like the lights on, we're on air, and we're like, Martine, like we'll text him, he will not walk in, thanks to you, because that light is on.
Like that light has to be on.
I have scared Martine from now anything. And Martine now, even watching him, whenever he'll remind new people that come in and say, hey, if you see that light on,
That's
don't
his
you
first
open that
rule
door.
he tells them.
I said, don't you ever do that. And especially if it's Joey and Jackie. Well,
You know
more
it's bad
Joey.
when Jackie didn't lift her head up. She was just like,
I was like, I'm not going to be part of this. Nope. You remember me not looking up.
So, of course, you did the internship, and, then from there, they hire you. So, and not only that, you were also in the process, you were a senior as well. So, what's going through your mind? Because, you're doing an internship. You now work at Hot 103. You're about to graduate high school, about to go to college. So, a lot of stuff was happening for you.
Were you
that
trying
year.
to run out from us?
no, there was a lot of, I remember being extremely nervous because I wasn't sure if I was going to get hired or not. Because, I just finished graduating my college with the associate's certificate. And it was right before I graduated high school. And that's when I was offered if I wanted to be a board op at that time. And I took it. I just wanted to keep doing it. And then I graduated high school. So it was like a weird process, like college, job, and then high school.
So Martine's graduation, he invited me and Joey, and it was cool. I think there was only like so many people. Was it like a limited amount, or you had?
Yeah, at that time they gave us invitations.
Yes.
And they limited us to 5, but I kind of went around seeing like, do you have enough for family?
That's cool because we have big families.
Yeah.
And me and Joey, we attended his graduation, and he didn't tell us he was one of the speakers.
Right, that was
He had
such
a whole
shocking
speech.
moment.
We're like, why didn't you let us know about that?
What makes me mad about that speech is that I got it perfect every time except the day of.
You
Like-
did so good though, still.
So, and then on top of that, and then this is also the first time that we get to meet your family as well. We got to meet your
Yeah.
parents. So, and they were just so proud of you, Martine. It was just so awesome because you could just see, like, I think you left a lot of people that day just stunned because, from one, the presentation and just, it's like, Martine is all grown up.
And then you still stayed with us.
Yeah, it was a good day. It's really rare to get everyone together in my family. So
Yeah. I'm sure everyone's busy in lives.
Yeah, and, just the fact that you invited me and Jackie, I thought was such a... Even after I yelled at you, man, I would be the last person. I
mean,
thought
that-
you would have invited somebody else.
I think by that point I was like maybe just under 2 years in though. So
Yeah, you're still brand new to us.
Yeah.
So, like, what's your memory of the Big Show? Like, say everything just dissolves. What would be your one memory of the Big Show that you always stick with you? Make sure it's not bad, please.
No, like, that's what the thing. There's just so many. I always go back to that first pack the van when we were just in the snow freezing. Like, I was not prepared for that at all.
Oh yeah, it snowed that day, huh? That's right. It
Yeah,
snowed.
and you're dressing up like a turkey as well.
Oh yes, that was awesome.
By the way, Martine, and Jack and I have always said this too when it comes to these events and doing it. You're not truly in radio until you become a mascot.
Yes.
Because at some point in time, any radio DJ has been a mascot
Right.
of some sort.
I was a bunny at a different station. It was horrible.
I was a hot dog and a banana and some
Yeah,
other
I
stuff.
heard everything else, huh?
Yeah, I've been everything under the moon. The penguin, and you even did the penguin costume too, right?
Yeah, I did the penguin as well.
Yeah,
I was
see?
on a billboard as a penguin.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's right, huh? You were on the billboard I forget that part. So, of course, you spend some time with us as a board operator. You know, you're handling high school. By the way, when you guys hear those high school football games, that's Martine that's making sure that those sound amazing on air. So kudos to you because they've sound great over the last couple seasons. But then you get this opportunity to now become an engineer for the radio station. So talk a little bit about that, just kind of the journey that happened with you becoming the engineer of us.
That was actually I was not sure if I wanted to do it at first because up until that point I started picking up a lot of IT stuff around here, but like I had a certificate in information technology, but I never thought that would translate to engineering really. So at that time I was set up with a breakfast and they sat me down. They were like, we need an engineer. Would you like to be the engineer? We would like to send you to Fort Wayne to train to become the engineer to make sure you have it down. And I did not know what to say at the time. But they wanted an immediate response. I was like, can I at least have one day to think about it? They're like, okay. The first thing I did, I called my parents and I just told them they want to send me to Fort Wayne. It'll be for about 3 months. Should I take this opportunity? Should I not? I've lived in Cruces my whole life. I've never lived anywhere else. I've never really branched out anywhere near that far away, especially for that long. But I said yes, and I wanted to my mentality was I'll either get it, or in the worst case, I'll get a 3-month vacation.
That is so true. That is so true.
So you go to Fort Wayne, and meanwhile, so you're in Fort Wayne. It's totally different from being here in Las Cruces. Talk about some of the memories of being out there in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and just how cold it was.
Oh yeah, it was freezing. I was not prepared at all. The first thing I did was go buy a jacket because it was that cold. But no, I just remember I got off in the airport, and the engineer that was teaching me, his name is Eddie Didier, he picked me up at the airport. We got me checked out at my hotel, and then the next morning, I just remember he picks me up. We go straight to the station, and he had a whiteboard already set up. And we just this is everything we're going to get started on.
Right off?
Right off the bat.
You didn't have a little time off to soak in the culture first?
Yeah, no.
Wow.
We knew we had a lot to cover in a short amount of time. And there's a lot of things we did. A lot of times we would have to go in at late at night, at midnight, when people are least listening, to knock off the station and teach me how to pull these analog boards off and clean them up. And it was a completely different shift from here because we're all digital here.
Yes.
So they were all analog. It took me a lot of time to just wrap my head around analog and how that could work in radio. And it was just 3 months of nonstop activities and trying to figure out how to get these stations the best they could be.
And it was always kind of cool to keeping up with you because it's not like we did not just hear from you from 3 months. The three of us talked.
We
every
were
single
calling
day.
you constantly.
We had a video chat with Martine just to make sure that he was still real because at this point it's okay, I don't know if they've already taken over Martine and he's not going to come back to us. But one of the things that I always enjoyed was the food, the places you would go eat. So you would always tell us I went to go try this place.
I try to eat somewhere different every single day. I would always go out to eat every day.
And then, of course, that is where we would say began your infatuation with Sweetwater. Because, that's where you could basically find Martine was at Sweetwater when he wasn't at work.
Yeah, Sweetwater was amazing. It really was. I'd never walked into a store that big with that much equipment. They had a room for everything, like a guitar room, a instrument room, a microphone room.
They have the candy just at the registers instead of in the mail?
No, they would give it to you at the front desk.
Oh, they would? Okay,
Like,
cool.
Anytime you get something.
That's cool.
It was such a cool thing.
That's so awesome. So, of course, your journey happens, and then you're back here with us. So, were you excited to come home, or were you just like, I could probably go another month?
Putting you on the spot, Martine.
No, I was excited because at that time I felt like I did everything I could in Fort Wayne at that time. Like I went to just about everything I could think of besides the festivals because there were not any that time. So when I got back, I was just super excited to implement this stuff here because I understood what all this stuff meant. And I was like, why aren't we doing this? We could make this better. Like I just came with a bunch of ideas to try to really get these stations like how I wanted them to be.
And of course, Martine, with new people that were coming in, kind of seeing you now from the person that was being trained to now training people. I mean, that was kind of a cool thing to watch because now you're training, we have, people that are, starting with us and now they're board operators or they're techs. You're kind of the one that was kind of in charge of them. And man, your reputation, man, because they're just like, hey, man, you need to make sure you get it right. Martine, he will definitely make sure that you got it perfect.
Yeah, well, for me, it's always just been about being the best. Yeah. Like, what's the best we can do? And just trying to always make sure no one can compete with being the best. Pretty much.
It's DJ Khaled, we the best. All right, so here we are now today, of course. Now, what is it like now? Because it's not just you're behind the scenes now. People know who you are too now. We go out there and say, "Oh, hi, Martine."
Well, we were at the farmers market this past Saturday, and a group of people are calling for Martine, and I thought it was like family of some sort. He was like, "Wait, who was that?" He didn't see them. Like it was weird. It was a whole group of people. It was so cool.
So you have fans now. Oh, yeah. So what's that like? Tell us about how the stardom has really taken off and how you now have an ego.
For me, it feels pretty. It feels pretty nice every now and then, just going out, nice. Getting recognized. Now, I was always the quiet kid behind the scenes and everything, so it really was a big shift for me to like just jump in front of all these people all the time, or like help you guys out at events and stuff. It was just not something I was used to. I always tell people I lived under a rock up until I got here. Like there was no one that ever knew who I was if I walked into Walmart or like at any other store.
So you get that now?
A little bit. I'm like, there might be someone that could recognize me now.
Martine's putting on big glasses. No cameras, please. No cameras for the paparazzi. You mentioned Pack the Van earlier, and you've been there for quite a few Pack the Vans with us. And it's just really cool to see because, guys, one of the things that we're just so proud about Martine is that Martine makes a lot of stuff happen for us. When we do the Pack the Van, he's the first one to make sure everything is set, ready to go. You really do help out a lot. Talk about just kind of, because you just kind of jumped in without even, like, hey guys, can I be there? You just kind of made your way as a part of the Pack the Van.
Yeah, I think after that first initial Pack the Van, I really understood what it meant. And at the time, I also really knew that like my family would sometimes go to Casa de Peregrino. So I was like, I know that they actually distribute the food to everyone. I know they help people in the community. So I thought that was kind of my way of like
paying back.
Yeah, being able to help them out too, and being able to just offer like assistance to.
That's cool because we do hear a lot of people who donate. They tell us they've been helped by Casa Peregrinos before, so it's cool when you can do that and give back. That is awesome, Martine. I love that. I love that.
It's Martini, I can't stress this enough. Just how proud of you we are. Because you do so much for everybody, and not just us. I think oftentimes behind the scenes, I don't think a lot of people realize just how much you do. I mean, when a station goes off the air at 2 a.m., as a matter of fact, most recently, one of the ugly storms that we had, Martine is at the top of a mountain trying to make sure that we get power back on.
Yeah.
And we're texting. I'm calling you. Jackie's calling you. Be like, hey, are you okay? Do you need help? Is like something going on? But like, man, you really put your life on the line sometimes for us just to make sure that we all sound good.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's always been about that reliability. How often can we stay on and offer those services to anyone that needs it? Like, if someone's listening, I want them to be able to know that they could turn on the radio and hear exactly what's going on.
Let's talk 4 for 4.
Yeah, your favorite meal.
So, Martine's go-to meal. Tell everybody about because at this point, everybody knows about your go-to meal.
it's just so affordable. That's all it is. It's such a great deal. $4.32 for
$4.32. He knows the tax down to the tax.
like you get a burger, nuggets. No, I'm the person that could eat the same thing every day if need be. Like I don't know what it is, but I've always been really good at just sticking to a budget if I need to. And that 4 for 4 is just such a good deal.
And the reason why you're on a budget is you go to so many concerts now. That's what you're spending your money on.
Well, I never went to any concerts up until I got here.
Yes.
So I feel like I missed out on a lot of concerts.
So I think you're way caught up, like 3 times over.
Yeah, you're 3 times.
I try to like catch up on these concerts. And I find if you spend money on life experience, it doesn't matter what it goes.
No, you're right. But Martino like asked me and Joey, do you think it's $400 is too much for this ticket? We're like, yeah. yeah, it is.
4 for 4s you could give.
Right. That's
They
a
normally don't go
bill.
that much.
That's a payment.
Favorite concert that you've gone to so far? Because you have gone to this year. You definitely have gone to a lot of shows.
Yeah,
this
you
year.
have.
What's been your favorite one so far?
See, that's always a tough question. But honestly, if
Top 3.
Yeah, that's a good. That's better. Top 3.
And one's not better than the other. We'll put them all at the same level.
the one that immediately comes to mind was Rebelde.
Okay.
Because they were such a big.
You had the outfit and everything.
Oh yeah, I
was
try
really
to dress
cute.
up and if it like suits the theme. But Rebelde was such a good one. I wish I could like think of more off the top of my head. I wish I could bring out my phone. I mean, Pitbull and T-Pain always throws on a great show. They do it together. It like that one just like it hypes you up. Like you're ready to go do something.
And what's funny is you saw Pitbull right after we interviewed Damien, huh? Damien
Yeah.
gave a story and you're like, I want to see Pitt.
I was like, I'll try for that. And I think Avril Lavigne's concert was really
I was
good.
gonna say that one.
It was it was like one of those that you had to go see. I even drove to Phoenix to go see that one.
You didn't just drive. You drove down there, saw the concert, and drove back.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
we had work the next day.
So Avril was worth it?
I think it was.
Oh, what it's like to be young.
I know.
Oh my gosh, Martine. We usually do the story time with the Big Show, but you've been through a lot of stories, so we want to have you give a Big Show story time with the Big Show with Martine. What's a fond memory you have over your time with the Big Show and the Big Show Penitentiary? Because apparently we're like a prison. You never go.
I know, and there's so many like stories. I can't even think of one specific one.
One that's not gonna get us in trouble.
I know. That's also a tough one.
That's it.
Hey, it's not that bad.
Now you know what I think I always like come back to, and it's always like the moments that you never really like think about. Even it's always like us just cleaning out the vans. It's us like being here at like 2 a.m. when the station goes off. Like those moments when you're just like when we're just working late, just trying to get one thing done. Like I think those moments really stand out to me, rather than some of even like the big ones like announcing or emceeing. Like those moments I think are always the ones that stick out. Like we could be here at like 2 a.m. and Joey could be like at this computer and I'm like, tell me if you see a light come on. And the moment I hook it up, like, nope, yes. And like, there it is.
Martine, we're just so proud of you, bro.
We
and
are.
by the way, he is a New Mexico Broadcasters Association award winner
Yes,
as well.
he does
So
have those awards in his
he
belt.
does have an award as well, and it's a testament to the hard work that you have done. And we're just so proud of you, friend. We really appreciate all that you do.
Are you mad that we just threw you on here without any warning?
I mean, I would have liked to get a haircut or something.
Martine, your hair looks wonderful.
Oh, Martine. Well, thank you so much for being our unexpected guest today. Well, we all knew that you were going to be the guest. You just didn't.
No, what was funny, we were asking, like, who should be a guest? And Leo actually brought your name up, which is really cool. And we're like, you're right. Let's get Martine. And to be fair, I was going to tell him. I even wrote, I'm going to let Martine know. And then Joey's all, don't.
I don't. Let's not let
I
him
can't
know.
lie to him. That's why I knew you were giving me a look. He was trying to read me because he knows I'm the weakest link to tell him everything.
Yeah.
I can't lie to Martine.
Yeah, no, Martine.
That's why I'm like, why are you giving me that look in my eyes? Don't look in my eyes because you're going to find out.
And Martine, you did amazing. You're amazing. So
I
there you
try.
go. I tried.
He's gonna cut us off air in a little bit.
So, and Martine's like, okay, what? Joey's and Jackie's voice just happened to
No,
mess
just
up.
cut off his because remember me, I wasn't mean to you the first day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big
I don't
one.
know
Yeah.
how I will ever make that up to you because that was such a mean moment, and you took all that heat for no reason. I've never yelled at anybody.
To be fair, I just didn't know any better at the time. I didn't know how anything worked back then.
Yeah, but Joey could have told you.
I could have. Well, they could have
Not
also
yell
said
at
that he was
him.
coming in today. They didn't tell us that he's like, hey, we have an intern that's going to be here. They just said, here you go. And I think that person set you up, though. I think the person that led you to that door, I think they were setting you up. I think they wanted you to fail ultimately. I think they really did. All right. Well, thank you so much, Martine, for joining us and being on Big Show on the FM.
Of course.
I guess we should probably get back to work, huh? Martine's
Yeah.
looking at the
I'm like-
camera like, okay, your audio is off, so let me get back to that. Well, guys, this has been another edition of Big Show on the FM. Oh, Martine did so good, Jackie. He's doing good.
He always does good
He
though.
does- He's really good.
How
I
Martine?
think I did okay.
You did good. You did
really
good.
You did
Bad
good.
prep.
Martine did awesome.
Guys, remember to stay up to date with us on YouTube as well as Instagram. Of course, subscribe and make sure you guys also follow us on Instagram as well. And of course, we got to shout out our friend Leo Sanchez again.
That's
For helping
right.
us out. Guys, this has been another edition of Big Show on the FM. We'll see you soon.